In a luxury apartment in Culiacan, Sinaloa, on September 14, 2019, police found the body of 32-year-old Claudia Ochoa Félix. She had become an internet sensation as La Emperatriz de los Antrax, rumored to be a hit woman for the Sinaloa Cartel. Her Instagram feeds glittered with images of wealth and weaponry, and in one photo she lounged between masked gunmen with a glass of wine. In another, she posed with a child draped in wads of Mexican pesos. Luxury cars, private planes and yachts surrounded her in those posts, and every photo featured automatic rifles or handguns. For months, that social media spectacle fueled wild rumors. When the real leader of Los Antrax, a bodyguard squad for cartel boss Ismael El Mayo Zambada, was arrested in Amsterdam in December 2013. Gossip sites claimed Claudia had taken his place. Mexican tabloids splashed her image as the new Empress of Antrax and even dubbed her the Kim Kardashian of organized crime. US reports later noted that the outlaw cell was an extremely violent arm of the Sinaloa Cartel, so the idea of a glamorous narco queen made international headlines. Claudia never stayed silent. In June 2014, she called a press conference in her hometown of Culiacan, flanked by her lawyer, brother, and 3 young children, and flatly denied the charges. Wearing a modest blazer and skirt, she insisted the viral photos were fake or misleading. "My children are being subjected to bullying. My mother is suffering, and I am devastated and without peace," she told reporters. She added that she did appear in some images, but that's not me in the majority of them. She had filed a complaint with authorities, she said, asking officials to prosecute whoever had created and shared those accounts, which she claimed were not hers. "These Facebook and Twitter accounts that reference me are not mine. I didn't open them," she explained. She repeated that she had studied nursing and had no criminal ties, quite the opposite of a cartel boss. The press conference did not kill the story. If anything, it gave it more life. Bloggers and even some news outlets continued to treat Claudia as a mystery. Thousands followed her on Instagram, and copycat pages sprang up imitating her style. Social media fans were enthralled by the contradictions: a busty tattooed model one day, a feared narco slayer the next. In Mexico, she trended on Twitter and inspired internet memes. But law enforcement records told a different tale. By all official accounts, Claudia Ochoa Félix had no criminal record and no active cartels against her. The Sinaloa prosecutor later emphasized that nothing in their files linked her to any crime. The assault rifles in her photos had never been seized by police, since those pictures were online fiction. Then came the end of the saga. Late on the night of September 13, 2019, Claudia attended a nightclub in downtown Culiacan. By early morning, she left with a friend to her gated condo in the Isla Musala neighborhood. Hours later, that man returned and found her unresponsive in her bedroom. Paramedics were called, but Claudia was already dead by Saturday afternoon. She was found inside her luxury apartment on Isla Musala, the same complex shown in her Instagram pictures. Investigators initially treated it as suspicious, but forensic tests painted a different picture. Sinaloa's prosecutor, Juan José Ríos Estavillo, announced that the autopsy found no signs of violence. Instead, Claudia had died of pulmonary asphyxiation caused by inhaling her own vomit after a night of drinking and drug use. The alcohol and other substances she ingested hours before were the causes of her death, Estavillo said. He made it clear this was an accidental overdose, a death derived from a non-violent cause. The man who found her cooperated fully. He described exactly where they had been and what they'd consumed, and prosecutors ruled out any foul play on his part. Indeed, Estavillo noted that Claudia had no arrest warrants, no outstanding cases, and no ongoing investigations, not even for the guns in her photos. By the time the truth emerged, Claudia Ochoa Félix's fans were already grieving. Her death shocked a part of Sinaloa society as users posted RIP messages and hashtags on social media. In her final post on Instagram, published just hours before she died, she was smiling in a bikini on a yacht. Now that image took on a haunting new light. But even as thousands mourned online, the official story was clear. This was not a cartel hit, it was a tragic accident. As the prosecutor summed it up, tests showed positive for multiple intoxicants. And all this caused an affliction in her body that was what caused her death. Claudia Ochoa Félix's myth, in the end, proved more sensational than her reality. For years, the world watched a digital legend unfold, a model with a flair for the dramatic, a mother of 3 living in Culiacan, and wondered how it would end. When it finally did, it was neither in a hail of bullets nor on a throne of cocaine. It was simply in a quiet bedroom, far from the glamour of her videos. The Empress of Los Antrax died alone by her own hand, and the only guns in her story were in the photos.